I say we get some people off this planet before we finish off this shit, or really start focus on artificial creation of things that we need. Hawthorne, hey OC. Catch 22, Clockwork Orange. I gotta see Clockwork Orange. Elite Corps are near their final stages of complete takeover. Elite corporations. It could be happening. I don't know. That's something Alex Jones likes to sell. I'm just not so sure that a few corporations are running the world. Oh, Blackhawks. Okay. Is he talking about Blackhawks? Well, that's a good hockey team. The main agent in Matrix is an OC actor. I did not know that. How about that? Yeah. You know, the Matrix, I think, introduced some unpopular truths to us, and a lot of that is about our reality and how far outside of our reality we can really be, especially by choice or ignorance. But another thing is it showed from a machinistic kind of viewpoint what humans are doing. And it's, I hate to degrade us so much. Here we are, people who have consciences and who can think and reason and feel empathy, and yet we're still behaving like animals regarding the environment. And we're going to be surprised when our environment is destroyed? Why? I hope there are some very smart people in some very large groups making plans for this, because the masses of us are not. We're just going to run it straight into the fucking earth. Any predictions for my Caps? I have no predictions, Barco. We did beef up the defense a little bit. I don't trust OV to perform. The rest of our offense is marginal. I don't know. Maybe we make the playoffs. That's about all I'll predict. Maybe we make the playoffs. Guy Shea says, did one of the twins from the Matrix get a sex change during the making of the second Matrix? I did not know that. Shilcore, proud supporters of high-pressure fracking in your state. You guys know the problems with wind energy? Everybody thinks wind energy is so victimless. These people out there living by these huge windmills are having hearing issues. They're having vision issues. They're having thinking problems because of the constant shadow, you know, depending on where the sun rises and sets for them. There's this percussive force in the air as these things turn woof, woof, woof. And it's literally changing the pressure in their ears. It's messing people up. So if we're going to use wind energy like that, we need to keep it away from people. Way away. You asked me that what I thought the other night about Gnosticism. I don't know. I don't think anything about any religion. I'm open to all of them, but I subscribe to none of them. What do you think about Gnosticism? I'm agnostic. Agnostic is a certain place to be, and I've had people tell me, well, you got to have some kind of thing. What are you with? I'm an agnostic. That's what I am. Do you think I'd be surprised if a giant anthropomorphic God came down today and said, okay, Kevin, you made the wrong choice. You're going to hell? I wouldn't be surprised. Not at all. I'd say, oh, well, I fucked up. But that fucking up was a result of me insisting on evidence for my beliefs. And you created me, God. And you created a person who's curious. And you just so happen to create a person who needs evidence for his beliefs. So now, you, with your imperfect creation, is going to send your imperfect creation to hell for a punishment because you fucked up in the design. I won't serve you anyway. That's what I feel about it. Can't prove God exists, can't prove he doesn't, therefore I have no real opinion on God. Might be there, might not. What's God going to do to me if it turns out that he is what the Christian definition of God says he is? He's going to do what he's going to do to most of us, cast us into a lake of fire to burn for eternity because he loves us. I think we're a little naive, folks. If you have not seen the movie Zeitgeist, it's a good film to watch. You might not agree with everything in it, especially if you're a Christian, but it's very revealing. And I know people hate Bill Maher if they're from the right. They hate him. But religious, even if you hate Bill Maher and half the film you're going, fuck you, Bill Maher, you should watch it just to let it illustrate some of the points about modern religion in America, which is a business. Make no mistake about that. Religion in America is big business. Huge. Rakes in the billions. We don't question it, do we? Well, if God says so, God must need money. He can't handle money. Agnostic atheist, I am. Okay. Well, what are you, Guy? I don't know what your religion is. I think any organized religion was a great way to keep the masses in check 2,000 years ago. That's right. I've always said religion was made by man to control man. Now, whether or not those religions were based on real gods, that's up to you to prove. But religion itself is an engine meant to control, and it was so that the men in power could get the money and the ass. That's all. Money and ass. It's about controlling the money and the ass. And when things started closing in on them, they started going after altar boy ass. I don't know why. Yeah. Well, anybody's dangerous, man. Open thinking, dude, that's Matt, I believe. If I can get you to follow me, I could take you on some very dark roads. Alex Jones did this. He was great when he first came out. He was questioning authority, man. He was cracking open eggs. But then he decided to say, what sells more? Buying into every conspiracy theory there is and pretending I have the answer to them. If I could get you to follow me, I could lead you down some very dark places. But someone like me is telling you, do your fucking research. If you believe everything I say, there's something wrong with you. Because I make mistakes. Go do your fucking research. And trust your sources. Good sources are hard to come by. People they say, I like Fox News, or I like MSNBC, or I listen to nothing but BBC. You got to have a few. And then you got to start seeing where they're inconsistent, and then you got to ask yourself who's running them. If you have major media conglomerates that are pushing the news the way they want it, now you got to go outside of that. I got a friend that likes to listen to Al Jazeera and RT, and I won't listen to Al Jazeera because they're so that they have a propensity to not be bothered by airing terrorist attacks. And to me, that's just kind of letting them brag over major media networks. And I don't like that. But I will agree that if you're truly First Amendment, you'd be for that. So I'm conditionally First Amendment. Your show's finished, RD? Mine's about to finish, I think. It's going to close down on me in about 20 minutes. So I probably won't wait till the very last moment to close it down. Does anybody have another show that's on? Barco says Al Jazeera and RT are like faux news. They are fine if you adjust for their bias. True, if you can look at anything through the lens of clarity that you use with critical thinking, you can draw some news out of them. But too many of them just... Facts aren't important anymore. It's speculation. I mean, you saw what happened on CNN with the airliner from the Philippines. It just total speculation. For a month they sold speculation, and people tuned in for that shit. That's faith-based right there, Guy. News is faith-based now. If anybody knows any other shows we can go to, find it and post a link in the chat if you guys are still up for chatting, because mine's going to end soon. Let's see if I have somebody that we can talk to here that can make sense of it all for us, since it seems like we need a little bit of leadership, don't we? I mean, we need somebody that really knows what's going on. Let's see if Einstein had any good advice.
That Gandhi's views were the most enlightened of all the political men in our time. We should strive to do things in his spirit, not to use violence in fighting for our cause, but by non-participation in anything you believe is evil.
non-participation in anything you believe is evil, which would be to go the way of God, right? Let's call God, see what he has to say about it.
Hello, Heaven here, God speaking. Look, if you leave your name, number and prayer after the tone, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Please note that I try to answer all prayers in strict rotation, but sometimes the answer is no.
Hey God, I got some people in my chat room, I'm doing a radio show here, and they don't think you're real, you know, and I'm not so sure I think you're real. What would you have me do here? Could you call me back when you get a minute? Because I got some major fucking questions to ask you if you don't mind. So, you cut me off, the bitch. I just called God a bitch. I think I'm going to have to pay for that. So this will be my hell.
Thank you for calling Learn Japanese in 20 seconds a day. Are you ready? Let's begin.
Kujo ga arimasu. Watakushi wa ayatsuri ninyo ga kirai desu. Doki ga shimasu.
To sign up for tomorrow's lesson, please leave your name and number after the beep. Sayonara.
Godzilla! Run! Godzilla! Godzilla coming! Let's call and see if we can find out from England what happened with the Scottish independence vote.
Do you dare accost me in this manner? Am I the
I do
object of
accost
this
thee.
brazen overture? Then kindly confine your remarks to a brief message, to commence as soon as you shall hear the tone. Good day.
Well, how many tones you got there, biatch? So did you guys fuck with the votes and make Scotland not be independent? You like them sucking on the English tit? Is that's what's going on there? Because we can do a little bit of research here and find out, you know. Oh, she hung up on me too. There's only one person to call when you don't know where to get the answer from.
Hey, baby.
And you know who
this is the king. I'm just sitting here with your friend watching a little TV. Bullseye. Well, we're kind of busy, so why don't you leave a message and maybe later on we'll go pick out a Cadillac.
Hello. The number I have just smoked is no longer in service. So please bring me another number over immediately at the tone. Just tell me when you can be here with my new number.
Hello.
Let's call Don
Imus. Reached the right house, but you're listening to the voice of Howard Stern. The stupid twerp that you're calling is an imbecile, and he is probably playing with himself right now. That's why he's too busy to come to the phone. Leave a message at the beat, etc., etc., etc. Thank you.
Oh, hello there, children.
Hey, Chef. Chef, you know where shit comes from?
From your ass, children.
There we go. Had a little bit of fun with it. Had a little bit of fun with it tonight. I guess I need to get me some new sound effects. Dear God, I believe in you for now. Can you give me 50K, please? Then kill all commies, wash my truck. Oh, and add 2 inches of beef to my 10? Ah, amen. Guy Shay, maybe if you were to put that on a bumper sticker, you might start a religious movement toward those who need more money and more cock. And a clean car. Yeah. Liberal is right in Holland. Well, you know, Democrats and Republicans used to be pretty much on the opposite end of the political spectrum here in America, too. You know, and you'll hear people talk all the time about, oh, what about the Democrats in the South that owned slaves? Yes, there were a lot of them. There were a lot of them. Corporations should have limits. I agree with that. I have many movement, K-Man. Oh, those kinds of movements. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We don't have to tell anyone. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sometimes, well, excuse me there. Yeah. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to have that. Listen, this is my ass. Listen. It breathes. Okay, that was one of... Have you ever had, like, when you farted in the bath or in the shower? Have you ever noticed how it almost has a... more of a... yeah, that's what it was. There it is. And you hear that sometimes. Yeah, we're a little crazy here. What can I say? And On that note, guys, we're getting ready to go. I don't see that any damn one of you in the chat room has found us another show to go to so we can continue to